Hi friends, just a quick little 10-minute floral. Just want to show you a wet on wet with just pink and green. Sorry about the shaking. I'm using just a little broad brush to get some water down on there, and I'm going to drop some watered down green and pink to act kind of as a backdrop for this. This is what I want you to do, is very easy, calm, nothing detailed, just really a nice little pink and green background. Try to keep the pinks in one area, the greens in another, and they're really going to mimic, just like I'm doing here, we're going to mimic some faded out flowers in the distance, and then we'll highlight the ones in the forefront. Okay, get those all in there, just some color. We can go back and add some more after. I'm going to add some little darker areas in here, just some dark streaks to represent where there might be some leaves in the back that are a little bit coming forward. There we go. Just adding a little smoothing out. I don't want it too dark, and I don't really want the bloom, so I'm just going to brush those out. All right, we're probably going to have to dry. Let's get that dried real quick. You can use a regular hair dryer if you want to. Okay, now we're going to go in. I'm putting in the green, which is the center of these flowers, just so I can mark where I'm going to put them. And I'm going to try to do at least 3 larger ones and then maybe some buds around. So let's go ahead and start with the petals on the first one. This one, and the striping motion, and these are like pinks. They're typically pretty small, but they have petals that are kind of, the edges are like you see here. And if you've probably seen these flowers, but if you haven't, they are kind of like pink and white with that little green center. I did not do the stamen because I didn't want to worry about using any type of gouache or anything like that. I want to keep it as simple as possible, just to get some florals down. This is really good practice to just lay down some color, and I'm fading out here, so I'm just adding some water to that where I've already laid it in, just giving it a little bit of water to pull the pink in from the edges, from those rippled edges. All right, now that I've pulled a little bit more of a brighter pink to just kind of pull in areas to keep that contrast kind of going. Kind of, winging it. That's what I like to do, is just kind of put together something that is kind of representative of something I've seen, but not staying too much in a reference photo kind of vibe. I want to really just kind of get the pinks and the greens. That's really fun. If you can do something with just 2 flowers, with 2 colors, 1 color is even more fun if you can do it. But if you can do something with just 2 colors, those 2 colors become very, like here, where it creates this soft kind of ethereal feel with that background being faded, and just the colors that are in there without all that distraction. So, yes, it's fun to work with all the different colors of the rainbow, but sometimes you really just want to start simple and just have something really nice and soft. So we got our second one in the background there. I'm going to put one over here, I think. There we go. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday. It's very hot outside, so I'm staying in with my pups. They're asleep next to me now. This one's on its side, as you can see. I'm kind of just laying it so it's facing kind of the other way, sort of. And I probably will put too much greenery in this because I want to get leaves in there, but because I'm kind of winging it, I want to just I'll just start with a little and I'll just keep going until I feel like I need to stop. And that's what you can do as well. You know, what looks good to you is not necessarily going to look good to everybody, and what looks good to everybody else is not necessarily going to look good to you. It's that whole eye of the beholder thing, right? So I'm just putting leaves in. I am trying to kind of back up a little sometimes and just looking at it as a whole to try to create some balance and figure out where I'm going to be considering the bottom, you know, give it a base kind of feel. That's why I'm putting a little bit more down here on the bottom. And then I probably will darken some of those other areas too, where I already have the pink in the background, just if I need to kind of create that, pull it forward a little bit. I might not have to, but that's something I can see myself doing. I have a bird in a little dish on my porch splashing around. It's such a beautiful day, but hot. So I'm glad I'm inside, and I hope it's cool enough where you are. Okay, so just pulling in some more and realizing I've got this gap in this flower, so just kind of filling in, and it's going to be more shaded, of course. I don't want to put too much realism in it, so just kind of, you know, thinking about it a little bit. This is something really quick and easy, and it's really just to get used to using this brush. This is one of a set that I had bought. I will put it in the description. I really like it. They're little wooden, most of these are, they just feel very organic. They're not plastic handles, you know. You have some flat brushes, you have a round brush, a couple round brushes, a nice real thin fine brush, and I think I have a filbert and a dagger in there as well. It was just a nice little set. I used to keep it with me all the time, and that was my kind of go-to when I'm, you know, in my car or something like that. I'm going somewhere and I just want to throw everything together real quick to take with me. That's always the set that I used to grab. So I just don't go that many places nowadays, so I'm glad I found them. So I was happy to pull those out again. Some of the green I'm gonna, you know, do a lighter, darker, a little bit different shades, a little tones are different, just to create some interest in here. And as we're getting closer to finishing here, again, I'm going to be pulling in some more of that contrast by getting the edges of these flowers a little darker, because you have the white on the inside of the flower and then the little green area, and typically you'll have just a little white stamen, but because it's a white one, that's why I decided to leave that out for this particular painting, was because it would have required either masking fluid or just kind of leaving that and trying to paint around it. So it's not really required. This is kind of just a very soft little pink and green painting, something I was just feeling. So I hope you will share in the comments what you like to paint if you're a new painter or if you've been painting for a while. Do you like to use reference photos? Do you like to use tracings and that type of thing? Yeah, I'm definitely filling in some more of these little flowers. But let me know in the comments how you feel about that. I do all of it. I'll do a tutorial pretty soon to show you how, when I do find a reference photo that I really want to stick to, maybe something more structured, how I will transfer that to my paper. Sometimes I use different methods. Sometimes I'll use a grid method if I really want to practice my sketching, my drawing freehand, and then sometimes I'll use actual graphite paper. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want to find out about future videos, then go ahead and hit that bell and you'll be alerted when I post something new. I hope you do like and subscribe. It does keep my channel going, and I will put those materials in the description for you as well. Thank you for joining me on this quick little pink and green. Take care.